As you can see on the screen right here from this tweet by Say Cheese, it says House passes bill that would require ByteDance to sell TikTok in 6 months or face a ban in the United States of TikTok itself. 352 people voted to ban it and 52 people voted against it. And a lot of people, including Joe Rogan and Tim Pool and the rest of the people out there that comment on these kinds of things, have very, very strong opinions, including people like Ben Shapiro, who fully supports the ban of TikTok. And then you have opinions from people like Tim Pool and people like Joe Rogan, who just kind of found out how bad TikTok is and why TikTok is bad. So let's first get into this clip here from Joe Rogan talking to Theo Von on the Joe Rogan Experience, talking about why TikTok is bad in the first place. This tweet is from Proud Army Brat. It says Joe Rogan reads TikTok's terms of service and explains how the CCP gets all of your data, and it's a lot, says you're effed. So let's check out this clip here from Joe Rogan.
Oh my God, I read TikTok's terms of service. I went down a TikTok rabbit hole yesterday.
Yeah, it's good.
I stayed home, smoked a little weed, and I started reading up on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to read you this because this is so crazy.
Is it good or bad?
Bad.
So what are you saying? It's a bad place to be?
Listen to this. This is from TikTok's privacy policy.
All right.
It said, we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user region. This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone,
Really?
they have access to that. File names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type.
Wow.
Battery state, audio settings, and connected audio devices where you log in from multiple devices. We will be able to use your profile information to identify your activity across devices.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
We may also associate you with information collected from devices other than those you use to log into the platform, meaning they can use other computers that you're not even using to log into TikTok. They can suck the data off that. That's what you're agreeing to when you...
You know what's crazy? I wonder if Joe Rogan read the Threads terms of service. That was my first real red pill into how bad the TOS is for a lot of these apps, a lot of these platforms. I'm not going to say it's every single one, but it is a lot of them, if not most of them. And let me know in the comments if you're one of these people who has read into the terms of service on all these apps that we're all using. I mean, nobody uses Threads really, but whenever Threads first dropped, that was a big thing. You know, everybody was talking about the terms of service of Threads, and Joe Rogan here is just finally experiencing his first red pill into how bad the terms of service is for TikTok. But in reality, it's that bad for a lot of these apps. They're very, intrusive. They violate a lot of privacy that you think is sacred, that you think that nobody else knows about. In reality, all these apps are stealing your information. They're all stealing your data. They're all stealing these things that Joe Rogan is talking about here. Whether it's Facebook, Threads, Instagram, whatever app it is, they're all stealing crazy amounts of data from you. And for a lot of people, they don't even realize. For Joe Rogan, this is his first time realizing this. Talking to Theo Von, he said just yesterday he went down the rabbit hole of realizing this. So maybe in the future he'll realize that it's happening for possibly every app that you're using, social media app that you're using, is stealing this much data. It's pretty wild, dude.
You download and start using TikTok. That's wild.
It's insane. My question would be, do you think they did that? They created TikTok just on purpose to have all that?
100%.
Wow.
I think they saw that people are addicted to social media, and they came up with the most addictive version of social media, which is TikTok. It's the most addictive by far. It's the best for sucking people in. My kids are fucking hook, line, and sinkered on that shit. And I know a lot of other people are hook, line, and sinkered to grown people.
It's good.
Well, dude, I don't know how many of you guys are in the business world, but I run online businesses, and it's really valuable information to just simply have the first and last name of someone, their email address, and their phone number. If you have a list of 1,000 people who are, niched down into a specific area, and you can sell that info to people, in the form of email lists and stuff like that, it's worth a lot of money. Now imagine if TikTok can collect all this information about not just your first name, your last name, your phone number, but every keystroke you make, every single interest you have, every device that you have, all of your behavioral patterns while you're on the app and while the app is running in the background, and just having the app on your phone, they can access your behavioral patterns. They can know everything about you. Imagine how much money that is worth. If it's worth thousands of dollars to buy an email list of 1,000 people just with a first and last name, an email and phone number, niche down into a specific topic, specific interest. Imagine if they have that across the entire planet, but not just that surface level information. They have everything. They know everything about you. Imagine how much they could sell that for. So of course they made this app with that purpose in mind, because now that information that they have, like if there's no advertising, it's a very commonly said phrase. If there's no advertising on the platform, which there are ads on TikTok now, but you are the product. That's a famous saying, like you are the product. Your information is how they profit off of it.
It's good, and it starts playing things immediately. The moment you turn it on, it's like playing you a new thing, playing you a new thing. You're like, "Ah!" And you just sucked into it, and all the while it's monitoring your keystrokes, your audio settings. By audio settings, that means it has access to your microphone. That means it's listening to you right.
Just tell me how it ends,
now.
Man.
It ends with China having all of your data. And if they develop
if they get all the data, then
currency,
what? Then what?
Well, you're fucked.
So yeah, I mean, that's Joe Rogan finally getting red-pilled into the fact that all these social media apps are stealing all of your information. So they have access to key loggers on the app, and they act like a malware if they are able to gain access to other devices than the ones you log into the application with, prevent your devices from being discovered. Microsoft's is similar. Says Nick Gold. That's so crazy. What the F? Yeah, these people need to look into other TOSs of other platforms. Like, the Threads one was a viral one, but look into all the TOSs of all these platforms. I'm not actually familiar with the X TOS, but I have had people tell me that it's just as bad. Yes, I have 2 bank accounts. Can't even read that, but that's why I never did TikTok. Believe me, there's stuff on X that will blow you away, and it's safe. Elon don't need my money. I would say, I don't know if it's as bad as a TikTok one, but I would think the X TOS is pretty bad as well. We also have people like Tim Pool and the Timcast crew commenting on the TikTok ban, and possibly Rumble acquiring TikTok to prevent the TikTok ban that could possibly be coming. Let's check out this clip here from Tim Pool and Timcast to see their thoughts on the situation.
The Post-Millennial reports Rumble makes offer to buy and operate TikTok in the U.S. Quote, in the event that ByteDance divests its ownership in TikTok, Rumble stands ready to join a consortium with other parties seeking to acquire and operate TikTok inside the United States. That's the solution. What should happen right now is that all TikTokers should be calling for Rumble to acquire and operate TikTok. It would save the platform. It would help fix a lot of the platform's problems. It would prevent the platform from being shut down, most importantly. And with the unanimous approval from which committee was it that was it? It was like unanimously approved in committee.
The House
Intelligence Committee?
Commerce Committee.
Commerce.
Yeah, the committee.
Energy and Commerce.
Right, unanimously approved this bill, which would force TikTok to divest from their Chinese investors, become an American company. The interesting thing is, so this bill they're proposing, I was wrong the other day when we were talking about how it would give the president the power to declare a website or app for an adversary. I was under the impression it was specifically TikTok. That appears not to be the case. The bill gives the president the authority to declare an adversary under certain criteria. If a website, app, operator, or otherwise is being run or is associated with an adversary to the United States, then they can activate severance and seize control or shut it down. That is very, very bad, and we should not support this. I think it's important that everybody reads through it. Thomas Massey tweeted about it because it would shut down VPNs. It would shut down Telegram. It wouldn't just shut down TikTok. It would shut down any chance you have of speaking freely outside the control of the U.S. government. It would effectively put a glass dome over the United States in terms of your communication abilities, which is quite literally.
And we already have a ton of propaganda already. A ton of people are falling victim to this propaganda. They think that the U.S. is safe from propaganda. They look down on places like Russia and China and other places that they claim are propaganda states. And in reality, the U.S. is already run by propaganda. And a lot of these people out there are already brainwashed. So what Tim Pool is talking about here is actually very, very important. We can't have that you know, we can't have the propaganda, the information that we're receiving be any more controlled than it already is. We need to have some semblance of free speech, and we can't just be, you know, it can't all just be curated by the government and the information that we receive. It's crazy that I even have to say this and that that's an unpopular opinion, but it's true. What Tim Pool is saying here, this can get really scary if we're not careful.
Really what we're trying to avoid when we're critical of TikTok is TikTok has a Chinese interest doming over all of those people on TikTok, and we want a free and open internet. However, I do believe that TikTok operating under Rumble would solve my biggest concern, which is the egregious censorship on the platform. TikTok is the worst platform for censorship that we've experienced. So I'm for this.
It's crazy because you say that TikTok is like the worst platform for censorship, which I agree for ideas, but they have like blatant violence on the platform. Like I'll see some crazy stuff on there. You know, sometimes when I see, you know, I'll see stuff on X or Twitter, and they'll have the little TikTok watermark on it, and it's people like getting their legs blown off and stuff. It's like, dude, how is this allowed? But if you put Andrew Tate on there, and the AI even picks up Andrew Tate's voice, then you get banned. Like it's pretty crazy, dude. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about this TikTok ban. What'd you think about what Tim Pool and Timcast had to say about the upcoming TikTok ban? Do you agree? Do you disagree? And what do you feel about Joe Rogan just finding out that the TOS of platforms such as TikTok and Threads and the rest of them are really bad, and they really violate a lot of your privacy? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about what Joe Rogan thought and Tim Pool. And if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.